going to be a really hot forecast. Once again, we have a ridge of high pressure dominating. And what that orange is indicating, some of the drier air that's starting to filter into Lee. And this is going to actually help Lee lose its strength. In these spots, you're watching out for severe thunderstorm potential until around 10 a.m. Like watering a plant that has already been watered, it's going to overflow if you add any additional moisture. Cue in sync, because it's going to be May tomorrow.
Right?
Definitely doesn't look like it here in Florence, Wisconsin, Patrick.
No, it doesn't look like it at all.
Moisture will be filtering in from the Gulf Coast, but we have that dry line set up that could initiate some stronger thunderstorms. It's what's in the winds, what the winds pick up and carry. That's the dangerous situation here. We got upwards of 55, even 65 miles per hour. That'll create blizzard conditions.
Pittsburgh, it has a piece of my heart, if you will.
Oh, he has a steel heart.
I do. I have a steel heart.
Potential for hail is back into the forecast. Yesterday, upwards of 2-inch in diameter in Cocoa. And then we also saw wind gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour with some of those thunderstorms yesterday. 7 inches of accumulation within the upcoming days. Of course, that's going to lead to some flooding concerns due to saturated soils. Please avoid any activities that may cause a spark or a flame. We're not only looking at dry conditions, but windy conditions that could spread wildfires very rapidly. Here's our frontal system colliding into more of that moisture during the daytime. Heating will build that instability and therefore flare up some even more strong rumbles of thunder and potentially severe weather.
To make a list of places we need to go.
I know, we've already
checking them off.
We already have like 10. So.
Right?
Michigan, one of the spots that's under a flood watch and a winter storm warning. So we're starting off with rainfall. It's going to melt some of that snow during the daytime hours today because our snowpack has been impressive in some of these spots and create a little bit of a flooding concern. But those winds currently sustained at 35 miles per hour. That's what makes it a tropical depression. Here to join us is Brett Adair, one of our field correspondents out there in Corpus Christi, Texas. And will you tell me, Brett, how's it looking out there? It looks a little breezy, just to say the least. You can see that little ball. Look at it right here near Terry as it continues to move up along that I-55 corridor. Remember, the high pressure, that signifies some really hot weather. Now, what it's also going to be doing, though, is you can see it's pulling in some of that moisture and wrapping it around that high pressure system, and that's going to build into our severe weather risks.
Clean.
Okay, we got Patrick spitting bars this morning.
I'm shocked you didn't know that.
And some of the residual moisture will be likely to actually move around that ridge of high pressure and enter its way into the Four Corner region.
Lauren and Chip here with Chip's Tip of the Week, and this week is all about the treats.
About this amplified high pressure system dominating. It's going to be causing some of those warmer than average temperatures and potentially even record-breaking high temperatures. That orographic lift into the afternoon. What that means is we have those mountains and all the wind's going to go up the mountains. That's going to help rise that air and create some of those thunderstorms. 20 more days to go shred the gnar. Hey, it's going to be pretty good over the next couple of days though, because more fresh powder will be expected. Fresh powder meaning fresh snowfall. As we continue through the morning, a line of those strong thunderstorms developing ahead of that frontal system. That'll continue to migrate off to the east. But look at this. Around your 2, 3, 4 p.m. hour, we're clearing things back up.
So give the rapids plenty of space while recreating, and make sure you stay tuned to your local forecast. For WeatherNation, I'm meteorologist Lauren Bostwick.
And Lauren, you got the latest.
And that is some pretty decent sized hail right there. That could actually cause some damage. It looks like to me that's about the size of ping pong ball sized hail in Hurst, Texas yesterday. While we're watching all of this energy continue to progress off to the east. So that's going to be the same energy that provided all of that severe weather in Texas yesterday. It is now moving into the central Gulf. And so we do have an update on our tornado watch. That's going to be for Destin, Mobile, Hattiesburg, down into that central Gulf Coast. It's until 11 a.m. this morning. Now, what we're really concerned about with this tornado watch is going to be the potential for, yes, some of these isolated cells that do flare up to be rotating, so tornadoes, but also some water spouts coming on land. Then it would be classified as a tornado. So that's another thing we're keeping a very close eye on, and hence exactly why we have a slight risk, which is a level 2 out of 5 down along that central Gulf. But notice it will encompass portions of the panhandle of Florida. That's going to be through through the afternoon and evening hours today. But anywhere in the green from Tupelo down to Birmingham, including Albany, Valdosta, and Hattiesburg, isolated strong to severe thunderstorms as we progress through the day today. Again, that tornado potential is heightened, but also the wind potential is heightened as well. So that's something we're keeping a very close eye on. Around 1 p.m. right after lunchtime, Enterprise all the way up into Montgomery, expect some of the strongest thunderstorms in your vicinity. As we progress into the afternoon commute, then we're looking at southern Georgia, encompassing a decent amount of those rumbles of thunder. We'll start to clear things back up into your Tuesday morning. However, it's not only going to be the severe weather. We're also anticipating lots of heavy rainfall into southern Georgia and into northern Alabama and Mississippi. These areas have been saturated, so those grounds have already seen a lot of moisture and a lot of water. So any additional moisture on top of that is going to lead to the potential for some flash flooding concerns. Pensacola, you're seeing those temperatures around 78 for your high today, with the chance for some stronger thunderstorms Tuesday and Wednesday clearing up. Next round of weather will be anticipated as we head into the weekend. Let's go ahead and take you back to Viper Radar. Patrick, you've got the latest on what we're seeing there.
Oh, thank you so much.
Velocity product here shows us is the direction of the winds away and towards the radar. So when we start to see these brighter colors connected to each other like so, called a couplet, that's when we start to pick up on rotation, and that's where we could see the chance for tornadic activity. There's a look at the base velocity, but when we turn on the relative velocity where the green and the red are meeting, that's where we're also seeing that rotation as well. Just another visual there. As I turn on the correlation coefficient, this will show us if there's any debris lofted in the atmosphere. It's not looking like we have a debris ball, which would signify a tornado that's on the ground. However, we are signifying some of that rotation. So please make sure you're taking precautions. Once again, if you're in McMullen or over into Live Oak County, Texas, until 3 p.m.